and welcome back to another of my videos. If you're new here, you're very welcome. My name's Laura, and this video is all about personal statements and how to write a great personal statement when applying to medical school. In this video, I'm going to be discussing all of the top tips and things that you should be considering putting in your perfect personal statements. So before I begin and jump into all of the things you need to consider putting in your personal statement, I just want to run through a couple of facts you should be aware of before you start writing your personal statement. Your personal statement can have a maximum of 4,000 characters, which sounds like a lot, but actually when you include all the spaces and all your punctuation, 4,000 characters only really equates to one side of an A4 sheet. Another thing to be aware of is that you can only write one personal statement for all of your universities that you apply to. This means that you shouldn't really include things that are specific to one university over another because it may disadvantage you when it comes to admissions to all of your universities in general. As I'm sure you are aware, a perfect personal statement does not happen overnight, and it will take you a couple of drafts to get things right, so make sure that you give yourself enough time to do this. Your personal statement will be put in with your application through UCAS to all of your universities, so this has to be done by the 15th of October at the latest, so make sure you do not miss this deadline. Your personal statement is one of the very few things that universities will ever find out about you before inviting you to interview. They will find out your UCAT and also your grades, but this is the only way that they can really find out who you really are and what your personality is like. So what are universities and medical schools actually looking for? They are really wanting to find out about you, your personality, and also if you have the right skills and attributes to lend you to be a fabulous doctor. They want to make sure that you realize the importance of having certain skills and qualities and that you've done your research and know what you're entering into when you decide to study medicine and wish to become a doctor. They want to know why you've decided to study medicine and what your real inspiration and drive is to become a doctor. When the medical admissions team for a medical school are looking at your personal statement, they're not only looking at your grades, they're wanting to find out about your personality and also things that interest you and to see if you will fit well with the medical school. So what should you consider putting in your personal statement, and how do you even go about starting to write your personal statement? First of all, I recommend brainstorming all of the things you've done recently, and when I say recently, I mean in the last couple of years. Don't go too far back and try and keep it relevant to medicine. So for example, things like volunteering, caring for other people, some of your achievements and hobbies and interests. Make sure to include some of your skills and also your real reason why you wish to study medicine. To narrow down all of your amazing achievements and skills, I suggest linking as many of them to medicine as possible, and the ones that fit best should be included in your personal statement. So some examples of these would include things like volunteering, Duke of Edinburgh's award, things like music and sport, work experience and open days as well are really good things to include into your personal statement. After you sort of have an idea of what you want to include from all of your skills, achievements and hobbies, you then want to think about how you're going to structure it and the format that you wish to use. The way you choose to lay out your personal statement is really important, and it needs to have a easy to follow structure as well as to be able to have something that captures the admissions team attention. You want to start with a really strong and engaging opening, and this really should include what has inspired you to study medicine. Avoid putting in cliches and things like you wanted to do medicine your whole life, and really do focus on the real reasons you wish to study medicine. The rest of your structure is entirely up to you, and you can lay it out how you wish. However, I would suggest trying to keep some sort of order to the way you include things in your personal statement. I chose to use things chronologically and put them in some sort of timeline. By having a good structure, it means that it's enjoyable to read and a lot easier for the admissions team to pick out things that they like from it as well. Where possible, try to include a conclusion. It doesn't have to be long, a maximum of 1 or 2 sentences, but it allows you to summarize your real motivation to become a doctor, and it leaves a good image and impression to the medical team. In your conclusion, you should think about putting in why you really want to study medicine and finishing off on something that is quite unique to you. Avoid being generic and using a cliche ending, and try and stand out from all of the other personal statements that they'll be reading. It's hard to know what to put in your personal statement, so to accompany all of your skills, hobbies, and interests, as well as your desire to study medicine, you might want to think about including some medical related research as well. If you do choose to put in some research or some studies that you've found, make sure they're up to date, relevant, and also you have a reason to use them. Anything you put in your personal statement could be asked from you at interview, so do make sure that your research and things that you put in are relevant but also meaningful to you and that you would be able to talk about at interview. Your personal statement is your chance to show off all of your amazing skills and qualities. Make sure, however, that they are relevant to becoming a doctor and they're not just generic skills and qualities that you have. When talking about your skills and qualities, make sure to include some evidence. So if you're talking about how you are very organized, or you're empathetic, or you are resilient, make sure that these can be backed up and they're not just randomly scattered throughout your personal statement. Some skills and qualities that you should definitely have in your personal statement should include things like organization, adaptability, resilience, teamwork, leadership, and most importantly, empathy. With the limited space that you have in your personal statement, make sure that every word counts and that you do include a lot of different skills and qualities that you possess. If you're not 100% sure on what skills and qualities you should be including, do check the description down below where I have linked the General Medical Council, or the GMC. The GMC will include lots of different attributes and skills that a doctor should have, and these are the things that you need to be aware of and putting in your personal statement. Be careful with the language and words that you choose though. You don't want to sound like a thesaurus or a dictionary. And definitely make sure not to include slang or really abbreviated words because it does not look good in a personal statement. So my overall suggestions are to focus on your skills and qualities, making sure that your personality shines throughout your personal statement, also including things like volunteering, work experience, open days, and your desire to study medicine. This is your chance to show the medical admissions team who you really are and why they should be considering you to be invited to an interview. It's really important to get your personal statement right, spend time on it, and also to get a lot of people to read it. I would suggest getting as many people as possible to read your personal statement. It is a little embarrassing at the start, but you do get used to it, and it is really important to get it right. This could be from your friends and family, or teachers, or even other medical students or doctors. The more critique and feedback you can get, the better. You may have to redraft your personal statement several times, and I think I must have changed mine about 15 different times, but it is really important to get right and to ensure that you don't miss out on an interview because of something that you missed in your personal statement. The earlier you can start thinking about what you want to include and how you want to write your personal statement, the better. But don't be stressing if this is the first sort of time you've thought about your personal statement. You've come to the right place, and hopefully after watching this video, you'll have a better understanding of what to include in your personal statement. So my final piece of advice is make it unique to you. Make sure that your personality shines throughout and that the medical admissions team really get an understanding of who you are and why you wish to study medicine. Before submitting it, make sure that you've reread it and checked all of the punctuation, grammar, and spellings, and that you're happy how it sounds. Remember, once it's been sent off, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do to change it. Once it's sent off, all you have to do is wait and fingers crossed get an offer for an interview at your chosen medical schools. So if you'd like any more advice or top tips or do's and don'ts on what to put in and include in your personal statement, make sure to check out the rest of my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button and the bell down below to be notified when my videos go up. If you found this video useful, please go give it a like down below. And if you haven't already, go check out my Instagram for more info and advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!